Hey YouTube, welcome back. This is Fernando. Today we are talking real estate and I will be walking you through what wholesaling acquisition looks like. This is part one. Enjoy the video. Now let's talk about what wholesaling is, how it works, and how did I get started. So wholesaling has a lot of components that sometimes can be a little bit confusing to learn all at once. And trust me, there are so many people that can teach this that there is no wrong way on how to learn. I am not making any of this up just because it's a process that has already been done by so many individuals. I just teach it in a way that works for me. All right, guys, so acquisition part one. What does that look like in wholesaling? I'm going to be breaking it down into 3 simple steps so you can get to the closing table in no time. The first, we're going to be talking about finding that distressed property into 3 different steps. The first is driving for dollars, which a lot of people know it as DFD. That is when you are driving around finding properties that either have long grass, that have roofs that are damaged, and 3, they look vacant. Typically, when you see a property vacant, you will know that the landlord has just not put any work into it, and that's when you have a reason to give them a call and see if you can be their solution to just selling the property. Typically, a lot of landlords, they have so many properties and they just don't know what to do with them. Now, let's talk about some tools that you can use to make your life a lot easier when finding that distressed property. The first is Landglide. Now, I've been using this platform for about 1.5 years. It's only $9.99 a month, but the possibilities are endless to finding your deal. Now, when you are driving around, how in the world are you going to get the contact information to the homeowner of that vacant property or that property that just needs repairs? You want to Landglide it, which means you will hover over the property, find the owner's name, as well as making a full list of these properties. Now, when having this list, what's next? Secondary, you're gonna have to use batch skip tracing as well. I have used them for about 1.5 years, and not only have they worked for me, but their platform is very simple to use. It makes it easy and it's affordable. You will be paying per skip trace, and it makes it easier for you to receive your contacts by bulk. Now, with this process, it does take a little bit of time. Reason being, you're gonna have to cold call all the properties that you had on that list. And yes, cold calling sometimes does get tough because you do get a lot of people who hang up on you. Hi, this is Fernando calling. I'm a local investor in the Milwaukee area. I was an interested buyer in one of your rentals. Would you be interested in selling the property? Or you just get people who are not interested, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that you're not close to your deal. You just have to keep consistency in front when cold calling, and you will find your deal in no time. All right, so secondly, getting to the closing table is contracts. What does that look like in real estate, and especially in wholesaling, is something that you have to take serious. You can find so many contracts on the internet nowadays for assigning properties, and you just have to make sure that you let your seller know that if you are purchasing it or you are assigning the property beforehand. You want to keep transparency in between you and the seller and making sure that they feel comfortable with moving forward on the transaction with you as the buyer or wholesaler. Now, with contracts, you want to be very careful just because things do get out of control quickly in wholesaling if you are not keeping it transparent. So my advisory is to always find an attorney or a real estate agent to talk to so it makes your life easier as the wholesaler or the person who just wants to close a deal. Third, now let's talk about closing the deal. At this point, you have officially gotten through the first and the second step that can sometimes be the toughest. Now, in acquisition part 2, I will be talking about negotiating. What does that look like when you are on the phone with an individual who is 1, stubborn, 2, not motivated to sell, or 3, just not your typical day-to-day person. And what that looks like sometimes is landlords who are slumlords but don't get that their property needs work. That was acquisition part 1, part 2 coming very soon. Ring that bell to get updates, leave a like and comment, and like always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.